Hey, Rick, we had Jeff Allen on today, and I think his past, what his family went through, and how his family are huge mentors for him on his success in this industry.
Yeah, I thought he was extremely interesting. A newer agent. He's with FC Tucker.
Yep.
And but he's on a team, Timeko and Associates Realty.
Yep. You said that right. Good job.
And I mean, just the mentorship that he had there, the mentorship he had at home. But it's really more than that. It's the stories he tells. He's a musician. He's really into food. He's great. He understands real estate. He's just an extremely interesting person to talk with.
Yes. So if you are looking for a show to listen to, this one you definitely need to check out, and you will not be disappointed.
Welcome to Indy's Real Estate Gurus, your ultimate guide to the dynamic world of real estate in Indiana. And I'm Rick Ripma, your hardworking mortgage guy, and I've been in real estate and mortgages for over 24 years.
And I'm Ian Arnold, a loan officer on Rick's hardworking mortgage team, and we are both with Advisors Mortgage Group. Together, we'll empower you with expert advice, market trends, and successful stories from guru realtors and local experts.
Whether you're a homeowner, investor, or pro, join us as we navigate the thriving Indy real estate market.
Now get ready to unlock the doors of success, one episode at a time.
And today we have a really interesting guest. His name is Jeff Allen, and Jeff's with FC Tucker.
FC Tucker.
But you're also with a team.
Yes.
And the team is?
Timeko and Associates Realty Group.
Yeah, because if I tried to pronounce it, I'd mispronounce it.
Yeah.
Timeko.
Right. Most people see it at Timeko. Even Siri does that.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. Just call her.
Yeah. I'm like AI. I mispronounce that.
Yeah.
So you're FC Tucker, great organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're new into real estate, but you're doing phenomenally well.
I appreciate that.
So we'd love to know first your background. Where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up?
Okay.
What was your family like?
Yeah.
What's your life been like? And then what was your driving force to get into real estate?
Okay. So I am, again, Jeff Allen, born and raised in Indianapolis. And, man, Ian and Rick, I've tried to escape multiple times. My kids won't allow me. I have a 19-year-old daughter. She's doing extremely well in nursing. So she has her CNA. She's got her own place. No kids, man, working full-time at a nursing home, getting ready to work on her LPN, and then going to her RN. So ITT Tech has this program where they partner with IU and help nurses. Then I have a 15-year-old son. He's great at basketball and just smart and intelligent and doing great over at Brownsburg High School. But me, I grew up here and two-parent home. They're just celebrated their 48th anniversary.
Wow. Congratulations to them. That's awesome.
A long time. Shout out to my dad. I owe you another bottle of Tylenol, but he's a great person. Love you, Mom. But, grew up in church. Man, I've been a musician since I was 5 years old, and I actually started playing for churches when I was 8 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
Man, I couldn't even touch the foot pedals.
How did that happen?
Just the grace of God, man. My dad, he loved playing the organ. I wasn't much of an organist, but, I saw him, how he worked on the organ and the piano, and I was like, oh, that's interesting as a kid. I'm like, let me do that. And I'm banging on the, the lower keys like any kid would. And so he showed me, resolutions and just showed me the scales, the notes. And then from there, man, I just developed an ear and just took off and started playing for multiple churches. Grew up, started playing for multiple groups. Got into neo soul, jazz, different blues bands in high school or what have you. And it's just been interesting. Love family, love giving back. Come from a family of just missionaries, caregiving, and my mom, she's been in nursing forever. So, she scaled back on that, but she was a caregiver, and I saw just the way that she cared for people. So that gave me a heart for people. Yeah. My dad, my dad's amazing. He's Dr. Gerald F. Allen, Sr., and he's got his doctorate in philosophy, strategic planning, and what is it? Philosophy, strategic planning, and I think project management.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. And so he was over at Allison's for years, and then got into Rolls Royce, and then all of a sudden, new management came in and fired everybody, including him. After he done worked all his way all the way up, management come in. So I saw him pivot, and just learning, seeing his work ethic and seeing how he pivoted just in most critical moments, allowed me to pull from that. So I learned the power to pivot into action from my dad, and just watching him still provide without missing a beat. And so with my mother's heart for people, my dad's work ethic and power to pivot, I've learned to just, adapt through certain changes in life. And it's brought me to this moment now. And in retrospect, I would say, looking back at 2020, I was over at the Indianapolis Urban League for about 2.5 years. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, and but a nonprofit organization downtown, 777 Indiana Avenue, helps people get resources, connect them to educational and training programs, financial literacy. So I actually implemented a program called Saving Our Sons. So that helps 18 to 24-year-old young men come out of, certain poverty-driven situations, environments, pulling them into a different light, so to speak, with giving them activities like maybe going out to clean up neighborhoods, maybe even taking them outside of, the box, maybe going to Top Golf. I'm like, have you ever been to Top Golf? What is Top Golf? Okay, we're going. All right. Yeah. My treat, of course, Indianapolis Urban League's treat, on the budget. But, they had a great time. I helped reduce recidivism. With these young men, they really just needed a hand, a little bit of hand holding, but more so a hand up and not a hand out. And they definitely tremendously benefited from that. Yeah. I also started a suit closet over there. And then from there, after I got furloughed in 2020, we'll park that right there. But after I got furloughed in 2020, it caused me to pivot. And so was looking for other opportunities, of course, vocationally, but then I ended up starting another suit closet over at my home church, and called that Making Men Better. And it was actually a program and a suit closet, helping 16 to 45-year-old men, because, you and I know, like, we're supposed to be providers, we're supposed to be leaders, and if we don't have the resources, if we don't have the confidence, if we don't, have the support, then it's like we're just out here by ourselves, and that can, leave us vulnerable, cause low self-esteem, mental health issues, and all of that. And so our job was to reach a little bit lower than the 18 to 24-year-old bracket of young men, and start maybe sophomore high school, because, that's kind of where it should start, 14, 15, maybe. But definitely once you hit 65, it's like those guys still need some resources, some help with leadership, some maybe even a suit. So we put them in a new suit, man. It changes their life, I mean, it's a difference when you put on a t-shirt. Yeah, you put on a t-shirt, you're like, I just want to lay around the house, go do some work. But when you in a suit, it's like, okay, I just don't want to, mess anything up, or, I feel a little bit more confident when I walk into a professional situation, and just all of that comes with that. So left the Urban League, started the Closet, Making Men Better program, and then got with a friend of mine, Timeko Whitaker. And she was like, hey, what are you doing now? It's like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. And I believe that God is just leading me somewhere bigger and better. And she was like, I got the right thing for you. And I've been in real estate for 2 years at this point. And I'm looking to start a team. So I'm like, tell me more. So she told me more, and I was all for it. So, yeah. So I would say got into real estate because of, man, Providence, number one, just God leading me this way, certain incidents or
Right.
what have you that led up to that, and just having the power to pivot and following great leadership. I think it's just wise to follow those who are wise and
Yeah.
follow in their footsteps and see their success and just mimic that, make it your own, and then wherever God takes you from there,
Yeah.
keep moving.
Well, Timeko is awesome.
She is awesome.
She's a very. I mean,
Yeah.
I've looked at her numbers and
Yeah,
and,
all
and
around.
she's
Yeah.
and she's a great person, but
Great
she's a very
She's a
phenomenal
beast.
real estate
Yeah,
agent.
absolutely.
So a great place for you to go and work.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
yeah, and we believe that the mentors matter greatly.
Yes, they do.
You know, it's just like, but you understand it much better than I ever did. It took me forever. My youngest son taught me about it because of when he was at IU, they had mentors.
Gotcha.
And he's done phenomenally well because of mentors. And and I think, you know, it's like all the things that you've done, all the help that you're giving all these people, it's all about mentorship.
It's all about mentorship.
And life is scary, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to admit it sometimes, but life is scary.
Yeah.
And
you
it's
can't do it on your own.
no, you can't. And it's like it just helps to have people there that will be there for you and have your best interests at heart.
That's the key.
Yes.
And a lot of times we just don't find genuine people in the world, you know. Not going to say that, you know, on a large scale, because most people, you know, are pretty good, you know. But you just don't find genuine people who are willing to sacrifice their own time, maybe even some of their own resources or even finances to help support you without having an ulterior motive,
Right.
you know. And so, you know, I find that, you know, the total opposite with Timeko. She's just always been genuine, even in ministry. I've known her for over 15 years, and just even in ministry, marketplace ministry, and just seeing her thrive in real estate, genuinely just treating people, you know, great, and just being an amazing person.
Yeah.
People flock to that. You know, people feel that energy. It's almost like, you know, people feel your energy before you walk in the door.
Yes.
And you can feel the same. It's like, do I want to be here? No. But when you find welcoming people who are just amazing, you kind of just want to be around them. And then when they have so much wisdom in a particular area, it's like, okay, and if that benefits from you, I just want to, you know, sit under your tutelage and just learn more about the game.
So let me ask you this. So when she was like, hey, I think you'd be a great realtor.
Okay.
What was your perspective on it, going into it? And then what was your reality check?
Yeah. So perspective. So looking at it, I didn't know the full scope of what real estate was, of course. You know, we think, and just, you know, taking myself back to when I was a kid, man, maybe probably 10 years old or whatever. I just ride past homes, you know, in the back seat with my parents. Are we there yet? Wherever we going? But I've just always been a visionary. So as an artist, I used to draw a lot.
Okay.
In elementary school, like I could still draw, like, you know, you just looking just like you are right now, like with clarity. But I would see with clarity, like what an abandoned house could look like.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, man, they need some black shutters there or white paint there. Man, and that red door would make that pop or something like that. So I would look at different shows or just, man, we talked about another agent earlier, but I'm a foodie as well. So I like to cook, and just that artistry, you know, just falls in different categories along with my music and all of that. So I would love to see just nothing turn into something and what that could look like. Yeah. So I thought real estate was all about that, and just rehabbing homes and, you know, buying property, and I would see land and stuff like that. But when I got into it, it was like, okay, it's not about just the homes. Real estate is just so broad, and it's so many different aspects, and it's so multifaceted that you just can't put a pin on. This is real estate. Like everything is real estate. Land is real estate. What it's, you know, where we are geographically, and, you know, you can utilize real estate for, you know, and leverage that to build net worth, and just seeing so many aspects that could pull from that. I learned that it wasn't just one thing. And then I also learned that it was more personable than just it's more about people. Yeah, it's mostly
Absolutely.
about people, you know. And when you think about the home, you have to think about the person and the family that's going to live in that home for whatever amount of time. And understanding just our everyday, day-to-day activities, we have to understand how that family is going to live, move, and flourish in that home, in that neighborhood, and just in their lives. And if you could make a person's life easier by getting their home closer to their job, you know, understanding and just listening, you know, is the key to be successful to me. And that's what I learned.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I think you hit on is with being a real estate agent, it's not like it's sales, but it's a different type of sales. Any other type of sales, basically it's what they call burn and turn. So like even in car sales, basically once you're done, you're usually sell a car to that person that day. Or if you go to Walmart, Best Buy, whatever, any type of sales is usually done that day, if not the next day.
Right.
Well, real estate, it takes, all right, let's find out what you're looking for. All right, now let's go look at homes. You could spend looking at homes for a month or two before you find the right one. So you become much more connected with these people. And then even after you find the right home, you spend the next 30 to 45 days in the work process to close on it.
Easy.
So you spend 2 to 3 months on, let's just say on average, with one family. That's a fourth of the year.
Absolutely.
You're like calling them, talking to them almost every other day.
Yeah.
So you become more of a family friend.
Absolutely.
Than just hey, I bought my car from that guy over there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always joke with my clients. I said, man, you know, after this is all over with, you know, you're my client now, but you're going to turn into my third cousin after this is over with. Like, you owe me dinner. I should be invited to the barbecue. You know.
He's a foodie, remember. He wants some barbecue.
So I know you want some more third cousins out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the best way someone get in touch with you?
So best way to get in touch with me is on my cell phone, and that's 317-809-1547. Again, that's 317-809-1547, and you can call or text me.
Even at 3 a.m.
No, don't call.
You can call and text.
Call me.
Your phone's always available, right? Your phone is always available. You might not be, but
yeah, my phone is always available.
And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can give us a call at 317-672-1938. It's 317-672-1938. And I have to know, I love barbecue.
Okay.
But I don't eat meat anymore, so I've had to switch over. I use barbecue for shrimp.
Okay.
Because I eat shrimp.
Okay.
What's your favorite barbecue? I just love barbecue. So what's your favorite barbecue?
Man, it's got to be, I mean, you got to love a good rib tip.
Yeah.
You know. And probably my second favorite is brisket.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. There's a best kept secret right there off of like 29th and Martin Luther King. It's called Hank's Brisket. Oh my God. So they put the potato. Okay, I'm going to paint it for you, right? So there's this big, huge potato, and then they put some brisket or whatever meats. You may have sausage, cut up sausage or something. Then they just start loading on the cheese and the sour creams and the chives and the, sauce, the barbecue sauce. And it's just amazing. Oh my God. Don't eat the whole thing.
It sounded
have this
locale.
caramel apple pie there as well. I'm just kind of plugging their restaurant.
It doesn't sound like you like the caramel apple pie.
Does not sound like it. I love it. It's amazing.
There's nothing wrong plugging something that's good.
That's good.
What was it? There was Black Diamond for a while. That was off of Benford.
Off of Benford, yeah.
Oh, that place was phenomenal.
It was really good. Yeah.
So.
And I used to go to King Ribs, man, but it's I'm open to explore.
Yeah. Now, do you make your own barbecue sauce?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Do you guys?
No.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, Stubbs is just way too good.
Really?
Is that the one you like?
Yeah, I love Stubbs.
Oh, man. My favorite barbecue sauce is Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, me too. That's what we have.
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal.
That's it. It used to be, I think when we were growing up, everybody used Open Pit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know. Once I was like, oh, let me try a couple of different things, because I'll do ribs and I'll do chicken and I'll do all this other stuff on the grill. And then I was like, let me try Stubbs. I tried Stubbs, and it's the original one. You can get a couple of the other ones. I don't do the zero sugar because I like sugar.
Yeah,
but it's phenomenal. Yeah, I loved it.
So I might have to check that out.
So besides that, let's get to know you a little bit more.
Talk to me.
If you cannot work, I got to take away your phone.
Okay.
What do we catch you doing for fun?
Man, as a musician, I love just kind of tinkering on the piano. I made up songs when I was 16 years old. I actually progressed into becoming a part owner of a record label and a writer for this particular national recording group called Zion's Joy and In Unity. So you can catch some of those songs on the radio now, Kirk Franklin radio. Wow. Of course, YouTube, you can look up videos and of the songs. And I even directed my own video of a song back in 2009 and was in the video as well. It's kind of like a Puff Daddy move, but I don't think that's a bad reference right now. All in the video. No, but yeah, so that was fun to me, and I just love music. Music is a passion for me. Cooking. Okay, we just got to finish talking about food. I love cooking and eating, and then just going out hanging with family, friends, joking, having some fun, laughing, and you might catch me throwing some jokes on Facebook here and there just to kind of keep the laughter going and just kind of keep it light, But yeah, I just love to have fun.
Yep. So is any of your kids pick up the musician talent, or? So
my son did just a little bit. He picked up on drums early.
Wow.
Like he was like amazing at 6 years old. He's just on there just beating away and keeping the beat, and we would play together. He's kind of scaled back on that, man. He started playing basketball and video games, and it just kind of took everything out. So, but he still kind of plays around, and he picked up on the piano just a little bit as well. So my daughter as well, she loved watching me and just going to different practices at church or whatever. And so my son would be on the drums and she would be watching and recording on the phone. My dad's amazing. Give me my phone. I need to see something. But so then once she got into high school, she took a music class. So she started learning piano, and she did way better than me. I'll tell you why. It's because at 5 years old, I learned how to play, and mostly playing by ear, but I never learned to really read music like that. So I saw her pick up on that, and she started reading and playing, and I was like, okay, baby girl, I'm impressed. Like, come on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people, and I played the trumpet in middle school and everything.
Oh, man.
And I could play, I can read. Yeah. When you said I was off a tone a little bit, I could not hear it.
Man.
You give me a ball and I was an athlete.
Okay.
That's where I shine. Basketball, I played soccer, I ran track and cross country.
Okay.
So
athletics, yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
But my wife's not very musically talented, but I'll still have my kids learn to read music, because if they want to pick something up and just tinker with it, it's easy. And once you learn how to read, it's easy to read.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I learned it, and I just never really put much energy into reading. Like I was in jazz bands and blues bands, and they would give me the sheet music and I could read it. I would write the notes in, but I would practice. But I'm like, if I can just hear it one time, maybe twice, I can kind of get the gist of it. And then shout out to Mr. James in my high school, because he was the music teacher and the band leader, and he was amazing. But he would let me just play and freelance. He's like, Jeff, it's your solo. I'm like, scoop the sheet music over and just play, man. So
you got to be really good then.
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Yeah. My nephew's a drummer.
Okay.
He's in the band Emery, which is not something you or I would ever listen to.
Okay.
It's a screamo band.
Okay.
But I guess they're really popular in Europe and Australia.
Got you. Okay.
And he's a great drummer.
Okay.
But
there's opportunity in it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting old now.
Okay.
older. You know how it is.
Right.
You don't hit it.
Pass it on.
Yeah, you're better. Yeah, you're better.
Yeah.
But he's got little kids that are like
There
yours
it
that are
is.
really getting into it.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. I have no talent, nor was I a sports either. I have.
Rick,
See, like I
pretty
said,
sure you got some kind of talent.
I do. I do. I'm good at math.
You good at math? That's great, man. That will take you.
I guess you're in the right field then.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was That's what I was good at school.
Yeah.
I was not a good student.
Right, but good at math.
I was good at math. That's what
Definitely.
mattered.
Yeah, leads into
At least
a great
that's
career.
what mattered to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I love it.
So you there's so many things that you said that are so interesting to me, but on real estate and what you've done in the past, you care so much about people. How are you seeing that benefit your customers and yourself really in real estate? Because I know that's a huge piece of real estate, is having somebody who's as caring as you are.
Yeah. I actually had to fine tune my purpose, and pulling from those transferable skills, just watching my mom again, caring for people, my dad's work ethic. I had to learn throughout life, pivoting in different moments and circumstances, who I was as a person. I told you it was critical. As 2020, I was furloughed in the middle of a pandemic, and it's like, okay, Jeff, what do you want to do? I don't know, at this point. So when Timeko came and said real estate, self-employment, financial stability, I don't know, so I was totally dependent upon God, and that has been the fabric, that has been woven throughout my life, just trusting and dependent on God, and, understanding how I can help people the most is by helping them spiritually and helping them financially. I had to learn, I don't want to go too churchy on you, right? But I grew up in church, but, just understanding that, Jesus said the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I come that you might have life. But not only life, like just surviving and be here, breathing, but life more abundantly, right? And then even in, Ecclesiastes 10, it says, a party gives laughter, wine gives happiness, and money gives everything. So when we think about abundant life and then money giving everything, you got to have some spiritual inclination to say, hey, life is bigger than me. I want to live, but not just survive and breathe, but I want to live an abundant life. And I connect people to God in that way. But then we also talk about money. And then we also talk about like how we talked about leveraging. How can I leverage what I have, or finances, or money that maybe I can even pull from a friend? How can I leverage that and have more? So the average net worth of a homeowner is 42 times that of a renter.
Amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Can you repeat that one more time?
The average net worth of a homeowner is 42 times the net worth of a renter. So I want to help increase people's overall value of themselves, connect them to, what's happening after life, and then even while you're here, and maybe, enjoying life while you're here. But then once you leave, and we all got to die one day, what are you leaving behind? Like, what fingerprint did you put on this world? Now it's about what you own and what you put into people, so I'm a firm believer in, helping people increase their net worth, and then just overall, perspective of a value of life.
I think we do first time home buying seminars and everything. And I think that's the one thing that people who have never seen any of their family members own a home just do not understand.
Right.
They just think, I just pay my rent and everything, or I pay my mortgage and it's just like rent. It is not, not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, it might feel that way, but when you look at the numbers, especially over a 5-year or a 10-year period, it's you look at your wealth and you're just like, wow, I should have never have rented in my life.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then I will say, I agree with you, Ian, about maybe 99.9%. And here's why I say that. It's because home ownership is the way. Yep. Home ownership is the way to building your net worth. I think 90% of millionaires use real estate as a wealth building tool. So, but at the same time, if you're paying, I don't know, $500, $600 in rent, and you can utilize that to save money while working a job with more income coming in, of course. But if you can work a job maybe for a year and have some type of savings plan, do that temporarily. But don't.
Yeah, it should never be long term.
For long term, please don't. Not unless it's just, some extreme circumstance where you just have to, and I've never seen that.
So here's a stat I saw the other day, and it still shocks me to everything I have. Mm-hmm. Is in America, in the whole United States, mm-hmm. only 66% of people own their home.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's 1/3 of the country always renting.
Yeah. And then I think it's like, I don't know, in the Bible it says the poor always be with us, but I think there's always going to be some sector in the world, or, just collectively, that will rent. Like it just has to be there. But I do see home ownership growing, right? We do see 90% of those homeowners right now with pre-existing homes have an interest rate of 6% or lower, maybe 4%. And it's been hard to sell pre-existing homes, especially this past year with those 11 the interest rate hikes or whatever. Man, it was just a lot going on with inflation. And then just with those interest rates, man, it doesn't allow people to sell pre-existing homes. So we saw a lot of people move towards new construction, and those builders offering, those 4% rates, 30%, 30-year fixed, and it was just hard to pass that up. So, looking to get into home ownership, new construction may be the way, but,
Yeah. But, the thing is, the builder's not, I spent 11 years with a builder.
Okay.
The builder's not doing anything special.
Nothing special.
They're doing the same thing a homeowner can do. Mm-hmm. It's just that builders really understand the value of the interest rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a homeowner can do the same thing and help get the rate down mm-hmm. to make it much more affordable for somebody. Yeah. So there's lots of ways to do that, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's important that, that's done, because now rates are starting to come down, mm-hmm. or they have been. Yes. So it's, that's easing it up some, but it still helps to get a rate, quite a bit lower.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And the nice thing about, the rate is that if rates do go down, nobody knows, mm-hmm. but if rates do go down and you buy a house, you can always refinance the house.
You can always refinance.
But as rates go down, what do you think is going to happen to the real estate market?
Yeah.
It's going to go crazy
spike.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely going to spike.
Yeah. But I have to ask my favorite question. Do we have time for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I missed it earlier. So what is your superpower or superpowers, would you say, as it relates to real estate?
I would say my confidence in myself, my confidence in God, just having the power to pivot into action, and being personable and professional with people.
Yeah,
I think there's no. I think it's very obvious. There's another.
Let's see if this is what I'm thinking
Talk
too.
to me.
Okay, go ahead.
No, all right.
How smooth you are, and how
oh man,
you don't. It doesn't seem like things. When things get out of control, it just seems like you're always able to keep even, and that is very valuable. Is that what you were going to say?
Nope. So with all
he's good looking or what?
He pulls off that beard phenomenal. I wish I could do something like that.
It's the light, man. It's the light.
With all the charities you do and helping, especially younger kids, mm-hmm. See things that they have not seen. So, for instance, as we just talked, 1/3 of the United States doesn't own a home, and it's not because they don't know about it, or it is because they don't know about it. Their families didn't own homes, so they don't own homes.
Right.
But you are showing kids, even through a gradual step process, mm-hmm. this is what it means to be successful.
Yes.
And once the people see that, then they start to change.
Yes.
Just like you said, hey, you go and get them a nice suit and they put that on.
Right.
Some of those kids probably never thought they were going to wear a suit. Well, just like that, they never thought they were going to own a home. You show them they have the capability. Hey, look, you don't need 20% down.
Right.
Hey, if you go out to a little bit out in the country, you can do a USDA. You don't have to put anything down.
Absolutely.
Whoa, wait! I can own a home with 0 down. Yes, or 3% down, or 3.5%.
Yes.
So you show them all those options. I think that is and you break it down for them.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's all about presenting and just educating the people. People die from lack of knowledge, so, we just need to be aware of the options, first of all. And those options change all the time. So it's up to us to, be updated on what's going on in the market to be able to give, our clients who are so desperately, in need of coming out of that financial situation and increasing their net worth, becoming a homeowner, not being a renter, breaking those generational curses. And so it's just important to educate and, like you said, Rick, just keep it even, be even emotionally, and just helping people understand that it may be an emotional experience, but you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to, rush into things. You can educate yourself, take your time, go step by step, and prepare yourself. That way it isn't just like so overwhelming.
Exactly.
And you can benefit from that.
Yep.
So let's help people benefit from your superpowers.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have the ability to fly, which, man, I'm waiting.
He didn't say that. Maybe he does.
There's a cape under here.
But what's the best way they can help you and your superpowers?
Yep. So you can definitely just give me a call. Reach me at 317-809-1547. Again, 317-809-1547. If you have any questions about real estate, if you just are looking to get into real estate, as an agent, as an investor. I've also just more recently taken a class in development. So I've been connecting with a lot of developers in the city and city county councilmen, and just having meetings to understand, what's coming up. Department of Metropolitan Development, and just connecting with different people. So understanding the development process as well. So I love to network and just collab with, different people, and just enjoy real estate as a whole. But if you want to call me and invite me to dinner, invite me to a cookout, invite me to a barbecue, man, it's open season, man. I'm available. I'll make myself available.
They can call or text that number.
Yeah, please call.
And that number's
317-809-1547.
Right.
Text me first. I had to silence unknown calls because of these ridiculous
it is bad
spam calls.
I'm starting to get spam text messages now too.
Yeah.
And it's just like yesterday I got, "Hey Alan, are you working today?" And it's like a 606. And I'm like,
it's like,
yeah.
Am I working today?
I'm like,
it's my name.
They're fishing. Yeah, they're fishing. Yeah. To get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can give us a call at 317-672-1938. It's 317-672-1938.
all right. So take another little side step.
Okay.
So we do the question of the week. So here's a hard one for you.
Okay.
What was your first car?
Ooh, I think I've heard this on one of your episodes. I was like, what was my first car? And you know what? It was a Chevy Celebrity.
Okay.
You guys remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that was my favorite car. It was sky blue.
Oh, good color.
Yeah.
I like blue.
Pretty good condition too, man. And that's my birthstone. Like, it was
Okay.
like, it was Providence, man, God. But it ran great, got me from A to B, maybe here and there, maybe a few more letters in between.
How long did you have it?
Man, at least a couple years.
Okay. What happened to it?
I couldn't even tell you. I think I sold it. I think
Okay.
the engine or something went
Well,
out there.
yeah.
I just tore it up, man.
Some of the
First car is usually that way.
Some of the stories are great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to learn a flaw that you've had in your past.
Okay.
So when you got into real estate, and we've all had new jobs,
Yeah.
what is one mistake that you made that you had to learn from?
Oh, let's see here. Ian, that's a good one. I mean, it's all a learning process. Like, I can't remember one specific thing that kind of just tore everything up or threw everything off, but I can't say that I've had some crazy clients that, you know, just did the most. Some of them did the most, man, and you know, a lot of the listeners can understand. Yeah.
You don't realize, like, until you're in sales or you have to meet a lot of people in whatever field you are, if you just around your normal family, you don't realize how crazy some people can be.
Yeah.
And like, even I sold cars for the longest time, and I was in I ran blockbusters and stuff, but the vast majority of people are great.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that 2%
There's always a couple.
you run into, you're just like, all right, how can I get you out of here?
Yeah. I had a client threaten one of the home inspection companies.
Oh, they didn't like their
Clearly,
inspection.
They did not. And clearly, let me tell you something. This guy wasn't even on the loan. He was the boyfriend of the girl who was on the loan, messed up everything. And I'm like, okay. God, send me quality clients. You got to be specific.
Without the third person.
Extra, threatening, piece, but,
Well, it's emotional.
It'd be great.
It's an emotional business.
It is.
Right? It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And they go through a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes. And that's why one of the things I think is really valuable in your personality is that you can keep people. If you don't get excited, it really helps deactivate, bring everybody back down into that realm. So I think that's a huge superpower, in my opinion.
I appreciate
how you are.
I appreciate that. I've always been calm, cool, and collective, and just know how to look for solutions more so than continuing to harp on the problem.
Yeah.
And you got to be in control. You got to drive that car. You got to control the narrative with your clients. And sometimes they don't know, or sometimes they have misinformation and they think they know. Some clients will know more than you, and just got to know how to move that meter, Yep.
Yeah, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say when you were getting started? Is there anything that either you were told that really was valuable to you, or maybe you wish you had been told just as you were getting started that would have helped you?
Yeah. I think the most important piece is to value people. It's something that I know, it's something that I've been doing. But when you value people, you value relationships. And everybody knows in this business, just like we were talking about earlier, it's not about, the inanimate objects. It's not more so about the house. That's what the family is going to enjoy. This is after those 2 months, Ian, that you get to work with them. They found that one, but you've been working with them for 2 months. So you have to know, how to deal with people. And I think that that's most important, to know how to value their needs and listen to them, listen to what they need, listen to the commute, listen to where they work, listen to any issues that you may have to resolve or may help them resolve outside of this particular real estate transaction so the transaction can go well. maybe just listen and say, I need to get here, I need to get there. If you can give them $20 to get to gas, get some gas to get to work or something like that, if that's going to help that person on top of overall help this real estate transaction, so that person's hours doesn't fluctuate, become variable income or whatever during this whole process, you don't want to mess up that at all. Sure, you mortgage guys know that, but yeah, just valuing people is most important to me.
Rick and I have always had a motto is you take care of the customer. Yeah. Don't worry about the money.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're all commission based. But if you stop thinking about the money and you just think about the people and you take care of them, no matter what, it'll all work out in the end.
It's going to work out. Yes, it will. Yeah.
It always does.
It always does.
Always does. In fact, everything really, if you just relax and not yell at the inspector.
Yeah.
Okay. Just relax.
Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
It's going to work out.
It just always does. And sometimes it works. It doesn't. I think the problem is we want it to work out a certain way.
Yeah.
And we have to let go of that.
Yeah.
And let it work out.
Absolutely. And I think when we're talking from like a mortgage standpoint or even a realtor standpoint from vocationally, we can embrace that. But then more so, even with the client too, they have to understand that things will work out. And sometimes when it doesn't work out right now, that doesn't mean that it's just not going to work out at all.
Right.
It just may take time. And, if things don't work out right now, it just might not be your time, but continue to prepare for that opportunity to become a homeowner.
Yes.
Continue to save, continue to get that credit together. Don't lose your job. Don't pass go, collect $200. Don't get divorced. Don't get married. Don't change anything, but just make sure that you understand that when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah. And get people who can help you know what to do. I think that's one of the things, especially I see this with people with credit issues. Mm-hmm. They think they're doing the right thing. They're trying to fix their credit, and they think logically they're doing the right thing, and logically it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in their scheme of credit, right? And instead of helping their credit, they're actually hurting their credit.
Yeah.
And so you need to talk to somebody, and how to buy a house and all that.
Right.
You're not bothering, like if somebody's thinking, I'd like to buy a house and they're 2-3 years off, they're not bothering you by talking to you now.
Right.
Exactly. You can help get them prepared to buy the house. That's what we do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you might even find out, if you had a 2-year goal to buy a house, that might even happen a little sooner.
That's right.
Because you say, okay, you need $3,000 cash to close, and you can get this $250,000 home, and it's going to be your monthly payment, no HOA, or in this neighborhood. It's like, okay, do we really, need this house? Do we need this big house? We might need to downsize. You might need to upgrade, to a bigger home. But you may see that as an opportunity just talking to somebody in quote unquote in advance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the nice thing, I always like to acknowledge it as a sprinting event or a race is, look, when you decide, hey, I think I want to do something, you're at the starting line.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There are so many hurdles that you might need to get over to get to that finish line.
Absolutely.
The thing is the next step after you go, hey, I think I want to do this, is talk to an expert, because then they're going to break down every hurdle you might have to get you to that finish line. Yeah. And if something comes up and another hurdle pops up, we can get you through it to the next step.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what people need is, look, once you have a game plan, it's easier to follow a game plan than it is to follow a dream in your head.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to turn a plan into action and, make those moves. You can study scuba diving for 5 years, but if you never jump in that water, you're not going to get anywhere.
It's that Mike Tyson quote. Yeah. Everybody can fight until they get punched in the face.
Everybody's got a plan.
Oh, yeah.
My wife loves The Big Bang Theory, which is a show. And Sheldon Cooper, the main character, one of the funny things, he taught himself how to swim.
Yeah.
but he never got in the water. He taught himself how to swim on land.
Got you. Wow.
Yeah. Could you?
Pretty sure that worked out.
Yeah. You'd only know if you jumped in the water, right?
Right.
It actually worked. Yeah, it's kind of funny but that's how some people think. Right?
Yeah.
It's important that you jump in the water.
It's important to move.
Jump in the water.
Into action. Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to make one last point, and then we're going to get your number out there again.
Okay.
So I feel sorry your dad lost his job then.
Yeah.
But I think that was a great experience for you, just because it showed you what hard work is. Because too many times, if parents don't go through a tough time or whatnot, the kids always say, oh, that job's easy. Dad does it like nothing.
Yeah.
But when you saw him, all right, he had to pivot. He had to work. And then you saw that work ethic. I think that was phenomenal for you because that gave you, this is how I have to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw him lose that, but didn't lose heart. And in life, man, it's going to throw all kinds of, obstacles, situations your way where you have to pivot into action and adapt, at the blink of an eye. And you can't lose heart, And as a leader, and that's one of the things that we kind of focused on with my Making Men Better program. And when we deal with men, we have to understand that mental health, is important. With mental health in general, it's important. I think everybody needs a mental health counselor after COVID, man, and just everything happened. But, because it caused everything to change. And when everything changes, what do? So you have to be able to keep heart, stay focused, pivot into action. And I saw him getting jobs at, places where I was like, okay, Dr. Allen, but at the same time, money is still green.
Yep.
And bills were still paid.
That's right.
And I didn't see him have a sense of pride or too much pride where he's like, oh, I'm not getting ready to go work there. I don't care about that. And, it's going to mess up my image. He could care less. He was, manager over at, Speedway gas stations and delivering papers back in the day. We used to help him deliver papers. He'd wake us up, and but then progress from there into different, senior project manager roles. And, he just kept it moving. And I saw that and I pulled from that. So, shout out to my dad.
Yeah, you had a good dad.
Yeah. All right. So I want you to have as many cousins as you can have.
Okay.
So let's get your number out there one more time.
All right, my future cousins. My phone number is 317-809-1547. Again, that's 317-809-1547. That's my cell phone. You can call or text anytime. According to Rick.
Yeah, anytime, because your phone's always available, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Phone's always available. My phone is always available. I may not be, but my phone is always there, ready to take your message.
And I'll get to it as soon as I can.
As soon as I can.
And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can give us a call at 317-672-1938. It's 317-672-1938. And please follow us for more Indy's Real Estate Gurus.
A reminder, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love a lot of your stories. They were phenomenal.
Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Branch NMLS number 33041. Rick Ritten's NMLS number 664589. Ian Arnold's NMLS number is 1995469. Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions apply.